co-signed a $20,000 loan for my brother after he swore on Mom's memory. He stopped paying, left me holding debt, so I sued and got him to repay. Last year, my brother Evan showed up at my apartment with red eyes and a folder full of papers, and I knew right away he wanted something big. He sat at my kitchen table, tapping his fingers so hard on the wood I could hear it over the fridge humming. He said he was behind on rent, his truck needed repairs, and if he didn't get a personal loan soon, he was going to lose his job because he couldn't get to work. He looked tired, desperate, almost shaking, and he kept saying, "Just this once, Mara. I wouldn't ask if I had any other choice." I should have said no. I know that now. But he's my older brother, and our mom had just passed the year before, and I was still in that place where family guilt could knock me flat. He promised me he only needed a co-signer because his credit had tanked after a bad divorce, and that he'd handle every payment himself. He even put his hand over his heart and said, "I swear on Mom's memory, I'll never let you down." That hit me hard. So I signed. The loan was for $20,000. I remember the number because it made my stomach twist when the bank lady said it out loud. Evan hugged me so tight my ribs hurt. He smelled like cheap cologne and stale smoke, and he kept thanking me like I had just saved his life. For the first few months, everything seemed okay. The payment came out of his account on time, and he sent me texts like, "Got it covered, sis. You're the best." Then the payment stopped. At first it was one late notice. Then another. And the bank called me at work while I was in the middle of stocking shelves. I had to step into the back room with a box cutter still in my hand, while a woman on the phone calmly told me I was now responsible for the missed payments. I could feel my face get hot. I remember staring at the cinder block wall and hearing my own breath getting too fast. I called Evan right away. No answer. I texted him. No answer. Hours later, he sent one line, "I'm dealing with a lot right now, don't panic." Don't panic. That was his answer, while my name was the one getting dragged through the mud. And the late fees started stacking up. The bank took money from my account because of the co-signer agreement. It was money I needed for groceries, gas, and my own rent. I cut back on everything. I stopped getting coffee. I stopped going out. I even started eating ramen at night just to stretch things. Meanwhile, Evan posted photos online from a weekend trip to the lake with his new girlfriend. In one picture, he was holding a cold drink and smiling next to a shiny boat like he didn't have a care in the world. I texted him, "Are you serious right now? Pay your loan." He called me that night, annoyed, like I was the problem. He said, "You're being dramatic." I'm trying to get back on my feet. You know how hard things are. I remember standing in my tiny kitchen with my phone pressed to my ear, looking at my nearly empty fridge. There was mustard, half a carton of eggs, and some sad lettuce turning brown. I said, "Hard things are not mine to pay for, Evan." He got quiet for a second, then said, "Don't start acting like I trapped you." You agreed. That was the moment something in me just went cold. He didn't sound guilty. He sounded offended, like I had ruined his day by expecting him to do what he promised. I stopped covering for him after that. I called the bank and asked for every statement, every missed payment, every fee. I printed everything out and sat with it at my dining table all night. The numbers made me angry in a clean, sharp way. I filed a small claims case for the money I had paid on his behalf, plus the fees. Then I sent him one final text. "I'm done protecting you. See you in court." He laughed at first. He actually laughed. He said I was overreacting and that no judge would care about family drama. But when he was served the papers, his tune changed fast. He showed up at my door 2 days later, pale and sweaty, holding the envelope like it burned him. He kept saying, "Mara, come on, we can work this out. Don't do this to me." I didn't let him in. I stood behind my screen door and told him, "You did this to yourself the second you decided my name was easier to damage than your own pride." The case didn't take long. I had the bank records, the texts, and my payment history. The judge ordered Evan to repay me every dollar I had covered, plus court costs. He had to sell the truck he kept, saying he couldn't live without. The worst part for him was that his girlfriend left once she found out he wasn't some struggling guy. He was a guy hiding debt from everyone around him. He paid me back in small checks for 8 months. Every time one came in the mail, I thought about that kitchen table, his hand on his heart, and the way he used our mom's memory like a tool. I don't talk to him much now. My number hasn't changed, but his place in my life has. What still makes my jaw clench is how he acted like I was cruel for expecting honesty. He didn't just borrow money. He borrowed trust, then dumped the whole mess on me and called it family. I learned the hard way that some people only love you when you're useful, and the second you ask them to keep their word, they act like you're the villain. If you like this story, then follow us for more.